Please subscribe to help you and your motorcycle perform better.
When we're looking at a spring, we need to see if the bottom end and the top end are the same diameter. Welcome to our world. Yes, it's a Yamaha day here at Sonoma Raceway. We're bringing the R7 out to be able to put it through some track paces and see what we can do. As we've done already the street settings, we're gonna, irrespective of what day it is where you're at, every morning you check your settings. Not that the world is full of people that will screw with your stuff, but it's a good place to start that you know where everything is. So our fork height we pre-measured, that is 11 millimeters.
So there's a difference between optimal wear and obviously the bike feeling good, and what's the compromise on the tires with wear versus settings. So we'll be able to take a look at the tire wear now because we're not so rushed between sessions, to see how we could maybe find a compromise, and if we need to change the fork oil, what viscosity do we need to change it to?
With the change in more preload, getting into the brakes to that 3/4 position quickly meant the front just literally dropped, and I can feel it go straight to bottom. So yeah, it's on bottom again. So we got some work to do to figure out how and why we're going to fix this. There's usually two reasons. One is there's not enough oil in the fork, and the second reason is the spring rate plus valving doesn't stop the dive. I'm tempted to take these forks off at lunchtime and check the oil level in both and see what we have, and then put them back on to see if the oil levels are different, and if the oil levels are too low, if we're getting any air compression effect or air spring effect. We've got enough time to do it, so I might do that next. When we're looking at a spring, we need to see if the bottom end and the top end are the same diameter. And in this case, they're not. The small end is thinner, the bottom end is fatter, so the spring is conical shape. And in that conical shape, that makes it progressive. So barely get my fingernail to get into that gap. At the top of the spring, barely. Bottom of the spring, I can get my entire fingernail through. So spacing grows wider, spring gets wider. Oh, sorry, 150 oil gap. So that would explain that there's no air effect going on with the fork. And this is our, what do we pull left? So this is our compression leg. What it's giving you information on, especially if you bottom, is that that spring's pretty soft and it's meant for the road and it's meant to be compliant, which is the design purpose of this fork. So will it work on the track? Well, we'll see. So far, the answer is no. And we're closing down preload, and we're closing down compression, and we're shutting down rebound. But unfortunately, that's producing harshness. So the quick answer is, can we get more oil in there to leverage the air spring effect, let the spring and the compression come back a little bit to remove some of that harshness so the bike can actually ride better. But we'll see. Next up's the rebound leg. Away we go with the new front end. Same geometry though. We'll see how all of that compares. And if we get more braking stability out of it. Now, in doing that, we didn't get the time we needed on the
chase bike. So we got to do a couple of laps to get more heat in the tires before we go.
End of session 5. I think I'm done. Really happy with where we're at right now. Yes, fork travel is down there, but there's no clunking, there's no stress on the front tire. I can modulate brake pressure from 1/2 to 3/4 and get excellent stopping power. Fork position is good. Settings on the front end I think are perfect for me and my weight, skill and ability. So really happy with that. There were a couple of kicks in the rear, and I think to fix that we need to add probably a 1/4 turn of rebound, because it is super clear that those triangles, overall, if you are 130 to 170 pounds, this bike is going to rock your world. It is going to be a ton of fun. The stock suspension is going to be absolutely great for you. You'll be probably in the middle of everything for preload and rebound. Compression probably at least halfway, just to get the bike to be supple and move.
Catch the full video at DaveMossTuning.com. Dave Moss can tune your suspension no matter where you are on the planet via his remote tuning service. Contact Dave on Facebook or by email, dave@DaveMossTuning.com.